want to give just a little bit of follow-up on the right to learn and the tips that they give you for writing a good essay. So you can see that once you've logged in, you'll see your assignment. You're always going to see these two very helpful links if you've forgotten exactly how to use Write to Learn, or if you want to see the tips for writing a good essay. So I just want to look at those and go over those with you for just a moment as a reminder, just as an introduction and a reminder about writing a good essay or just having good writing in general. First of all, you want to think about what you're telling the person who's going to read this. What is it that you want them to know in your writing? So you need to think about that. How you want to approach it, what you want them to get out of what you've written. In the beginning, as a draft, you want to think about your thesis sentence, which would be the very most important thing that you plan to write about. That gives you the main focal point of whatever your writing is. And if you don't have that strong in your brain before you begin, it's going to be hard to write about it. So that's the very first thing you want to do. You want to come up with a thesis, or that very critical, most important or main idea that you want to write about. After you've done that, you want to provide main parts to make sure there's correct details and that those details flow in a nice way that's easy to understand. So once you have your main idea, what are the things that you're going to put in there to convey that important message to your reader? You could use details, examples, very specific things that direct people to that thesis. Examples are good in conveying your message. You may be given some type of a graphic organizer, word web, something like that that will help you organize your thoughts. Or you may have something you like right now. Here's my main idea and my 3 big points to get that across. Whatever it is that you organize, but you must become very organized in that writing. Once you've kind of got that in your brain or on paper, then you want to look at that and say, what is it of my thoughts here that somebody reading might object to or might not follow along? It may not seem realistic, or it may not seem directly related to the main point. So what are the objections that in my thesis and my main points to go with it? And if you find some, then you need to tweak that and make that better. If you don't, then you need to move on and come up with how you're going to conclude this, how you're going to wrap it up. Did you get my attention at the beginning? And how are you going to clearly bring this to an end? The summary is providing a clear and interesting ending. You don't want to just say, and that's all I have to say, or that's the end of my story. That's not very clear or interesting. So you need to, make sure your summary is written and the ending really brings it to a conclusion. You want to be concise. Look back after you've added in your paragraphs. Look back. Are there unimportant things here? This was about my favorite summer, so why am I talking about my math class from last year? That might not be an important detail. Things that take you off topic are going to make you have a lower score. So you want to make sure that you haven't included unimportant things or minor details or things that are off topic. And the last suggestion is, avoid being general or vague about what you're saying. Uh, it, it was a fun day. That's kind of vague. What made it fun? It was the best day because it started out with my best friend coming over. It was sunshiny. We were going to the beach. You're going to be very clear about what you're trying to tell me. Very clear and very specific in directions, ideas, thoughts. So these are just some guidelines for that beginning writing. You can look these over. You can listen back to this video at any time if that would help you.